Morning. Sitting here on fire watch today, and gives me some thinking time. And you know, there was a time that I went down to Mexico. I was I might have been 13 years old, and way deep in the heart of Mexico. And I witnessed a guy. We went to different people's houses and stayed with different people there. And first time I'd ever really been to the big city. I'd never before in my life seen like bums on the street or people that are living off the street. And I remember going into this one guy's house, and I looked kind of down the street there, and this is pretty big city, pretty good sized city in Mexico. And there's this guy laying on the sidewalk. He's laying in a kind of a beam of sunlight coming through the buildings. He's kind of laying there in a beam of sunlight, and it's wintertime. And man, I never witnessed anything like that before, you know. And got to looking at him, and this old boy didn't have any legs from about the knees down. Whether he was born that way or his accident or something, you really couldn't tell. But I watched this guy over the period of about 4 or 5 hours. This beam of sunlight, as the sun would move, this beam of sunlight would move, and this guy would scoot his body over there to stay in that sunlight to help him keep warm. And you know, it's even as a young man, you know, my feet would hurt when I was a kid. Had a lot of pain in my feet when I was a kid. I have no idea why. You know, up to that point, I was a complainer. Complained about everything in my life, including my feet hurting. And I saw this guy that ain't got no feet, and he's just doing his best to stay in the sunlight to keep warm on a cold day. And folks, I just, you know, really makes me think we don't understand what it's like or how blessed we are. And sometimes the Lord removes things from us to help us to understand how blessed we are. And folks, I just want to encourage you, you know, if you complain about your feet hurting, you better thank God that you got feet. You complain about your husband or your wife, you better thank God that you got a husband or a wife. And folks, there's a lot of things in our lives that we totally take for granted. Our families, our relationships. Folks, if you got a marriage and it's a good marriage, you need to concentrate on that marriage. Don't take it for granted. Be thankful for what God's given you in a relationship. You need to take care of that husband. You need to take care of that wife. You need to take care of them children. Folks, God has blessed us more than we can absolutely understand. And folks, we'll complain about our hands hurting, but you know what? Thank God we got hands. We complain that we have to work on a marriage, but thank God we got a marriage to work on. I just want to encourage you today, folks, you need to slow down, pay attention to what God's put around you. He has blessed you and you don't even know it or don't even realize it. God is merciful, God is mighty, and God has blessed you in many ways. Just slow down, take the time to realize how much He's blessed you. We'll all complain about everything till it's taken away from us. We realize we've taken it for granted. Y'all take care. Have a good day. And even a day we can take for granted.